Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. We broadcast live. Back weeknights, 7 o'clock Central with the InfoWars Nightly News. Find showtimes and listings at prisonplanet.tv. Coming up, Obama criticizes Christians at Easter breakfast prayer. President randomly calls out less than loving expressions by Christians. By Christians. That's a Kit Daniels article. That's coming up. But this headline dovetails with the next. Court mulls revealing secret government plan to cut cell phone service. Feds SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, 303 mobile phone kill switch policy would endanger public if disclosed. That's right, where the government takes over all your cell phones, all your TVs, all radio, and broadcast brainwashing. The internet kill switch, which I think was Nightline attacked me about 5 years ago and said I was insane for talking about. A federal appeals court is asking the Obama administration, see, they think you're dumb when they talk down to you like that. There's no Asia-Pacific Partnership. It doesn't exist. There's no NSA. Fluoride's good for you. Now take it. Take the shots. We love you. Sorry. A federal appeals court is asking the Obama administration to explain why the government should be allowed to keep secret its plan to shutter mobile phone service during critical emergencies, close quote. The Department of Homeland Security, that means globalist foreign takeover every agency, that's what it really is. The occupational government takeover, Vichy French collaborator system, The Department of Homeland, literally that's what it is. The Department of Homeland Security came up with the plan known as Standing Operation Procedure 303, after cellular phones were used to detonate explosives targeting a London public transportation system. That's why the kill switch was put in, of course, to stop the MI6 terrorist. SOP 303 is a powerful tool in the digital age, and it spells out a unified voluntary process for the overly shutdown and restoration of wireless service during critical emergencies, such as a threat of radio-activated improvised explosive devices. That's why all the new phones, whether they're Droid or Apple, come out with kill switches the police can hit during demonstrations. No, it's about managing everything with Trojan horses in everything. The U.S. Court of Appeals, and by the way, the danger of hackers taking this over as an outside threat is much bigger than, quote, terrorist. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit in February sided with the government and ruled the policy did not need to be disclosed under FOIA from the Electronic Privacy Information Center. But now another court's looking at it. Now that dovetails with this little jewel out of the Washington Post. Scattered power outages reported across D.C. D.C. utilities and Homeland Security officials, not servants, are investigating a power surge that temporarily knocked out power to the White House and parts of downtown Washington and other nearby areas. Boy, I wish power would stay off longer. The D.C. Homeland Security officials, instead they're turning off our power, are jacking up our prices, said an explosion at the Southern Maryland electrical facility is believed to have caused the power surge that temporarily knocked out power to the White House. The explosion at the facility run by SEMCO, a customer-owned electric system that serves parts of the District of Criminals. And it just goes on from there. Look at this, though. Man serving 17 days in jail for overgrown lawn. And then we have another clip we played yesterday where the police chief, or the head of the Fraternal Order of Police, says, you know what, if you criticize somebody on Facebook, we're going to arrest you. There's no such thing as petty crimes. Free speech is a crime. But the problem is overgrown government, not overgrown lawns. Kit Daniels has that report. So throw the book at people for bureaucratic stuff, but don't bring an illegal alien in for drunk driving, as they admit they do, or don't let foreign bankers get in trouble when they steal trillions of dollars. That's just how the cookie crumbles on that front. And don't ask that the Asian-Pacific Partnership be made public so the American people can know what's being voted on. Just have Congress sign away fast track to the president so he can decide. Sounds like a free society, doesn't it? Army says diversity training, this is USA Today, Army says diversity training sent wrong signal. Army officials are investigating a diversity training briefing at Fort Gordon in Georgia, which a slide about white privilege was inappropriately shown to soldiers. Yeah, that's just for the school kids. They don't want the soldiers infighting with each other, so they know they don't want that because you might have to actually be unified in war. But if you want to screw the country up, obsess over race all day and just bring up random, race stuff like Starbucks does. The Equal Opportunity Briefing took place Thursday for about 400 soldiers, the 67th Signal Battalion, and then it just goes into how this would cause infighting and destabilize things so the Army doesn't want it. Well, I guess you don't want arsenic in the poultry either. What are you, a racist? FDA to withdraw approval for arsenic-based drug used in poultry. Okay, I'm wound up today. I'm actually doing my job. I'm going to come back and hit about 100 articles. Ready for that? I'm hitting 100 articles straight ahead. Stay with us. You want to see how far the info war has come, ladies and gentlemen, and how much we influence people, that you influence people. I was the first person I know of about 16, 17 years ago to start saying put tape over your webcams. And we popularized it. Now you can go in businesses everywhere and see it. I was in a hotel in California and looked over and they had the cameras covered up with tape. People know. And it's something simple like that. In fact, I've said a symbol of liberty could be covering up the webcam. They're now selling, for people that donate, on the Rand Paul website, "Don't drone me, bro." Because, see, they're going to go really popular with actually libertarians that aren't pro-war. I mean, he could really win, folks. Bridge the gap. That's why they're going to hit him with the racism charges, because it's the opposite. And they've got a little blocker, a little NSA blocker, where it's a little plastic piece that slides over and then slides back like a camera lens for when you want to use the camera. Yeah, there used to always be lenses on things. There used to always be something to cover it up. And it says Rand. We ought to rip this off because they're ripping us off, which is a loving thing to do. I mean, the greatest form of flattery is imitation. We should find out who's making this for them and come up with our own. Because it was always just a Band-Aid for us. We were the progenitors of this, gave birth to this, the granddaddies of this, so now we can come back home and maybe we can get these so inexpensive, maybe throw them in free with orders or something. But that's really smart of them, what they're doing. And they're going the trendy route. Trendies love socks. They've got Rand blue trendy socks. And they've got Rand Paul headphones. And Rand Paul car mats. Oh, this is really cute. Rand Paul flip-flops. Okay, I'm liking it. Rand on a stick, set of 12. And again, folks, they're demonizing him because he's pro-gun, pro-sovereignty. And, he was reasonable about legalizing legals who do the proper steps and not for total amnesty. So they misrepresented that to make it sound, again, he has the right wing and left wing attacking him for a reason. Because I know Rand Paul, and the White House makes a big deal out of this, and is even running TV ads now about his association with us. And if Rand Paul's smart, he'll just say, I do support the radical libertarians. The radical folks that helped found this country, not the radical socialists and warmongers. And I'm not ashamed of, I'm doing your show on Fox News. What are you going to make a big deal out of that? A lot of bull on here. But if he goes with the Republican wonks that he's got in his inner circle that just want the next political job and the next one and the next one, that's all coming to an end or this country's going to collapse. All the House of Cards bull about how it's cute to get things done and kill the old people or blah, 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 just isn't going to fly anymore. People are sick of it. All right, I said I'd cover a plethora of articles. That's one, just went up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Look at this one. World-renowned pianist censored in Toronto for questioning Ukrainian government. Man, I tell you, Canada basically told me, and George Norrie wants me to come up there and speak. I think I'll do it as a test at the end of the summer. But they told me, basically, don't you ever come back here. And the only reason I was able to get in, and was held for 15, 16 hours, was because the media heard about it and came and made a big deal out of it. But top pianist has been replaced by the Toronto Symphony Orchestra and accused of engaging in public incitement of hatred after she posted political opinions critical of the Ukrainian government conduct in the country's civil war. I mean, if you point out that most of the leadership are a bunch of Nazis, you get canned. Canada is now a great tyranny. Truly sickening. And again, I'm not on the Russian side or on the George Soros side, but George Soros started it. NATO started it. And it is a mess, ladies and gentlemen. It is a mess. We do have a bunch of clips of Obama. I said I'd get to these if you're a radio listener. Infowars.com/show. But the videos posted on Infowars.com. Here is Obama speaking to a group of school children today. And it wasn't flies accompanying the dragon, but a swarm of bees. And the children scream in fear and run. What an image. Let's go ahead and go to that clip.
Can you see it? Oh, no, it's a bee. That's okay, guys. Bees are good.
Now, see, Obama's from a younger generation, not under the total brainwashing that bees are all going to get you. These are the new children who aren't allowed to run, who have to eat your wife's prison food. Yeah, let him finish his PR front while he runs a murder op on you and your family and screws your whole future over. Yeah, don't be afraid of the bees. Monsanto is going to take care of those for you, kids. And don't worry, I'm going to bust a you-know-what in you with these vaccines, and I'm going to rob your future bank accounts. So you just get ready for that, kids. Okay, let's go through the other articles now. Secret recording leads to dropping sexual assault charges against Uber driver, CBS News. Turned out he didn't do any of it. Tell you, man, this new feminist teaching that all men are just rapists, period, has women massive increases in fake rape reports because it's just the thing to do. I mean, all men are rapists, so they deserve to, be called a rapist immediately, and that's just what needs to be done. We have one more Obama clip. This is him at the prayer breakfast. This clip's up on Infowars.com. Obama criticizes Christians at Easter breakfast prayer. President randomly calls out less than loving expressions by Christians. Yeah, he didn't have time to talk about the hundreds of thousands of Christians killed in last year by radical Islamicists or how he was funding them. It was just, there's some mean Christians that want to bake some cakes that quote the Bible, and we've all got to just shake in fear and give it a bunch of attention and act like we're all being abused and maybe have some liberals burn some more fake crosses and swastikas, to get everybody fighting with each other. Let's go ahead and go to that clip.
On Easter, I do reflect on the fact that as a Christian, I am supposed to love. And I have to say that sometimes when I listen to less than loving expressions by Christians, I get concerned.
That's right. Let's criticize Christianity on Easter, you piece of crap.
But that's a topic for another day.
Just so sick of that slime ball, man. I tell you, what a piece of garbage. Funding the Muslim Brotherhood to kill over 20,000 Christians on record in Egypt in the last 3 years. Crucifying them upside down. That's what he'd like to do to you and your family. I'm serious. This guy is a usurper who hates you and your family, period. I mean, I cannot express to you that that's not rhetoric. This is a monstrous expression of evil. My name is Alex Jones. Most of you know me from my syndicated radio program and my documentary films, as well as InfoWars Nightly News. When I got on air 20 years ago, I had discovered the globalist program, their plan to take over the world and install a corporate fascist state. I had read their own books, discovered their own documents, and my focus went from running 6 miles every other day, swimming 2-3 miles a couple times a week, and lifting weights to focusing on fighting the globalist. I transformed my body from the beautiful gift that God gave me into something more akin to Jabba the Hutt. It became an internet joke. But now I've started the transformation back to getting my body, my temple, in shape. And I'm about to tell you how I did it. I've gone from 279 pounds all the way down to 235 pounds, and the weight's going off even faster. I started taking Super Male Vitality and saw incredible results in just a few weeks. The problem was, though, I'd never been a vitamin and mineral and supplement taker before, so I kept forgetting to do it. So after I'd lost over 60 pounds, just a month and a half ago, I asked the crew to take a photo of me in the same lighting to see what I could do in just a month and a half. This is what happened in just 45 days. We took this photo back there in the back office, and I'd already lost a lot of weight, but I lost another 6 pounds with the Oxy powder and the other products at InfoWarsLife.com. And this photo was just taken a few days ago. And it wasn't just that my weight loss accelerated. My muscle mass increased. My stamina, my energy levels exploded. Super Male has the key concentrated natural compounds that my body needed to go to the next level. Today is the day to take the InfoWarsLife.com challenge and to secure your bottle of Super Male or Super Female Vitality. We've got to get our temple straight before we can go out and fight the globalists, and that's what these products have helped me do. Check them out today at InfoWarsLife.com or give our crew a call. They can answer all your questions or tell you about any of the specials at 888-253-3139. Randomly calls out less than loving expressions by Christians. By Christians. That's a Kit Daniels article. That's coming up. But this headline dovetails with the next. Court moles revealing secret government plan to cut cell phone service. Feds SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, 303 mobile phone kill switch policy would endanger public if disclosed. That's right, where the government takes over all your cell phones, all your TVs, all radio, and broadcast brainwashing. The internet kill switch, which I think it was Nightline attacked me about 5 years ago and said I was insane for talking about. A federal appeals court is asking the Obama administration during critical emergencies, close quote. The Department of Homeland Security, that means globalist foreign takeover every agency, that's what it really is. The occupational government takeover, Vichy French collaborator system. Oh, I'm sorry. The Department of Homeland, literally, that's what it is. The Department of Homeland Security came up with the plan known as Standing Operation Procedure 303, after cellular phones were used to detonate explosives. Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central, we broadcast live. Back weeknights, 7 o'clock Central, with the InfoWars Nightly News. Find showtimes and listings at prisonplanet.tv. Coming up, Obama criticizes Christians at Easter breakfast prayer. President, see, they think you're dumb when they talk down to you like that. There's no Asia-Pacific Partnership. It doesn't exist. There's no NSA. Fluoride's good for you. Now take it. Take the shots. We love you. Sorry. A federal appeals court is asking the Obama administration to explain why the government should be allowed to keep secret its plan to shutter mobile phone service